Okay, people. No, it isn't. I don't think. Yeah, I just need to be closer. Good evening, everyone. Hello. Could we please ask you to take your seats? Okay, everybody, please take your seats. We're going to start without you. So I don't want to spend the evening being the chief nudge. It's not my personality, but I'm going to be a nudge right now. So please take your seats so we can begin our program. Shut up. Okay. This is a tough crowd. I don't want to do it, but I'm tempted. Okay, people, really, I need everybody to quiet down, please, so we can start our program. That includes you, John Tare. All right. Here we go. Start clapping. That's it. Okay. This thing is timed so precisely that we could send someone to the moon on the schedule. So I'm under orders to keep us moving. And welcome. I'm sorry to be a nudge about that. It's not the way I want to start, but I'm really delighted to have all of you here tonight for a very exciting program. My name is Leslie Durgan. Hello, Jan. Welcome back from Maine. And I'm honored to be the MC tonight for this fabulous event. The women who light up the community, thank you. As mayor, I was always tempted to say, shut up and sit down. But I couldn't do it, so thank you for tolerating my closeness to that. So tonight, the Boulder Chamber is celebrating the 27th year of Women Who Light Up the Community. It's a fabulous event, and we are here on such a special evening to honor really remarkable women and leaders in our community. The Chamber has worked very hard to recognize and select women who are making our community a better place to live, to become educated, to play, to go to school, and to raise families. So it is really an honor tonight to join all of you in recognizing so many women who have made this place better. So tonight, we will really get into a program to recognize individuals. But before we do that, I have a couple of logistical issues. And one is for those of you that have vegetarian cards, can you please take them out and make it in an obvious place so our wait staff can figure out who, yeah, on your forehead, that would be good. So the waits, thank you for leading the way there. The wait staff can serve us our dinner. And we really want to also recognize the very special place called Lionsgate And thank you to Savory Cuisines for a lovely dinner. So thank you. We also want to extend our welcome to those who are watching from home. A lot of people are watching online, and so we really would like to extend a special welcome to people who are joining us from the comfort of their own homes. All the finalists tonight were selected through a strict evaluation process. Tonight's honorees join a very impressive group of leaders in the Boulder region who have paved the way before and continue to pave the way in our community to make it a truly magnificent place. In fact, some of the prior honorees are with us tonight. Would you raise your hand if you have been honored as a Woman Who Lights in the past? Thank you. On page 7 in your program, you'll see the full list of the past honorees, and our gratitude goes to all of them for having led and continuing to lead Boulder in such a magnificent way. At this time, I would like to welcome to the stage Kristen Turnbull and Cynthia Case, who are the co-chairs of Boulder Chamber's Business Women's Leadership Group, who will introduce some of our sponsors.
Thank you all for coming tonight. I just wanted to kind of take this moment and just say that I've been doing this with Kristen for a while, and I just wanted to thank her for being such a great co-chair. And as always, we're going to tag team this thing tonight. So, to get started, Women Who Light the Community is a tradition that we've started, and it was really kind of originated with the Business Women's Leadership Group, which Kristen and I are both co-chairs of now. And I just want to say tonight, if you have never been here before, I hope to see you on the next Women Who Light evening. It's always an inspiration, and we're trying to build the group, we're trying to get more people together, and we're trying to continue that support. So Kristen's going to tell you a little bit about an upcoming event that we have, and we hope to see you there.
Yes. The Business Women's Leadership Group actually meets every other month on a Wednesday, and we cover a variety of topics that cover everything from personal to professional development. Our next one, and we've tackled a lot of topics this year, everything, oh man, which ones have we done? We looked at bias, we learned to golf, and the next one coming up I'm really excited about is titled Representation Matters. And what we're doing is sitting down with a panel of women who are in traditionally male-dominated industries, and we're going to hear their stories of how they've overcome, where they've gotten, how they've gotten to where they are, and then the passion behind that drove them to get into those industries. So we're very excited about it. It is going to be on October 12th at 10 a.m. Okay, so go to the Boulder Chamber calendar, find it and add it to your calendar now, and get ready to meet all of our great speakers afterwards.
All right, so all of these events would really not be possible without our sponsors. So I just want to take a moment as we start this evening to thank our sponsors. In that, we have our co-presenting sponsors. We have Corden Pharma. Yeah, where are you at? Yeah, and feel free to raise your hand as I name you out, because I can't read from here where the tables are. Then we have Premier Members Credit Union.
We have our honoree sponsors. They are Alpine Bank, Berg Hill, Greenleaf, and Ruchetti, Savory Cuisines, and the University of Colorado Boulder.
All right, we also have our community sponsors. So our community sponsors this year is Amazon. We have Celestial Seasonings, We have Elevations Credit Union. We have Front Range Community College. Hazel's Beverage World. And Impact on Education.
And it really does take a village because there's more. So our connection sponsor is Zayo Group.
All right, we have special media sponsors. We have BizWest Media and the Daily Camera.
We also have our contributing sponsor, BOK Financial.
And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to our lovely MC of the evening.
Thank you. Rather than pop up and down, I'm going to do some of this seated here. And I would really like to invite the first of our co-presenting sponsors, Premier Members Credit Union, to have the stage for a few words. Please join me in welcoming Susan Feinsilver, Community Engagement Coordinator.
Good evening, all. I am Susan Feinsilver from Premier Members Credit Union. And it took me a moment to get up here, which is really good news. Those of you that have been attending this event for a few years, we know the struggle that Boulder Chamber had, COVID year is what I call it, in 2020, where the tables were set with 4 tops, and there was a handful of sponsors and awardees who could bring 1 guest. And there was lots and lots of reverb in the room because the room was pretty empty. Last year it was more full, but not quite this full. And this year, like I said, it was a little bit of a maze to get up here. And so it's really exciting to see you all, and that the world, at least with COVID, is maybe coming back a little bit together where we can be together like this and enjoy each other's company. If you've heard me up here in years past, you've heard me say with full sincerity that this is really one of my very favorite events of the year. And I'm gonna say it again. Premier Members has opportunity to attend lots of events. I have opportunity and do attend lots of events. And my coworkers and team and friends know I just love this event, and I love being here and look forward to it for many, many months. So I'm thrilled to be here. You know, right now, there's a lot of strife in the world, right? Especially for women, locally, nationally, and across so many borders. And I don't want to dwell on that tonight, and I think it's really important to just be reminded of that the women and the humans that are struggling for rights and ownership of their bodies and a voice and health and respect. And to me, one of the reasons that tonight is so special is it provides us with a respite of those events, right? It invites us to be together, to socialize, to see friends, to be inspired and enlightened. Women who light, enlightened. Our honorees this year, like other years, are really exemplary, very accomplished, and each has a story to tell. I hope you'll really enjoy learning more about them as I enjoyed reading all of their applications. Premier Members is really thrilled to be a co-presenting sponsor of this event again this year. And I'm so glad to be joined by many of my team and many of our coworkers, so many from Premier Members that we're spilling over into 3 tables this year. So thrilled that members of my team and coworkers are here with me as well. So thank you for the opportunity to the Boulder Chamber to be as part of this event. Thank you all, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Susan. So at this time, let's welcome our second co-presenting sponsor, Corden Pharma, to the stage to say a few words. And please join me in welcoming Capra, who's the Director of Human Resources, EHS, and Business. This voice?
Thank you all. I mean, we really appreciate being part of this. Being the co-sponsor has been an honor for Corden Pharma for a number of years. We look forward to it. It's amazing, the people that we have here, the community that's shared, the women that are here. And I agree with Susan, looking at the nominees, it was extremely difficult as you have so many put in front of you that have done amazing things that it's really difficult to bring it down to the finalists that we have here tonight that we're honoring. I'm proud to be part of this community. I'm proud to be part of womanhood, where we come together. The men that support us in the background, which I think is amazing. My group of people that are here, my peeps, I'm proud to work with them. Their commitment to work, their commitment to making women better and making it better at work for the community is really, truly an honor. So thank you again. We're proud to be here.
Thank you, Deborah. So thanks to our co-presenting sponsors, and now it's time to officially get the program started. Let's welcome to the stage Laura Soto, who is a 2020 Woman Who Lit Up the Community honoree. She is a cultural broker and an archivist from Chihuahua, Mexico. She will delight us by reciting her poem, How to Love a Mestiza Woman. So please welcome Laura Soto. Laura.
To all of my sisters, I wish I could tell you what it is like to love a true woman. I wish I could help you understand how to love a true woman. A woman who knows love, who for so many creates love, nurtures and feeds love. I wish I could tell you what it is like to love such a woman. A Mexica woman, a mestiza woman, a warrior woman. I wish I could tell you what it is like to go deep into the pain of a many centuries old civilization, to feel in your own blood the sacrifice of many generations, to see the resilience of our post-colonized indigenous peoples with reverence, to see the resistance beyond the battle for present survival, and still feel in your core the living, ancient, spiritual wonders. I wish I could show you that to be this woman, it takes great strength, endurance, resilience, great humility to learn through unsolved grievances. It takes connecting to the cycle of life and its mysteries. It takes listening to Mother Earth and her whisperings. To love such a woman, you would have to understand that she has many stories interlaced through the curls and the coils of her hair. She carries many lives in the balance of her heavy dancing hips. She has many legends woven into the fabric of her bronzed skin. She holds ancient wisdom in the depth of her dark gaze. She carries the shattered pieces of many broken hearts in her fragmented smile. She has been tested. She has been trialed. Mi color de piel es olivo, porque soy trigueña. Una mezcla hermosa de claros y oscuros que han sacado un brillante bronceado dorado. El mestizaje que emana de mi piel, su fusión celebrando. El mestizaje se vierte de mi corazón a cascadas, inundando todo mi ser, y torrentes de generaciones se reflejan brillantes en mi piel. Gracias a este color que me decora, en mí tú ves una foránea. Foránea porque no se le puede dar un lugar de origen, porque yo soy gitana, yo soy hija de la tierra, soy una amazona que no tiene medida, cual rige con gentileza, porque conoce la humildad de ser buena. Yo soy trigueña. Yo soy mestiza. To love such a woman, you would have to understand. She learned from her elders that to be woman is to be provider, protector, healer, mender, filter, weaver, caretaker. To be woman is to be fire, warrior, survivor, life giver, dreamer, rituals keeper. To love her, you would have to understand that for all of this, she is container. Gracias.
Laura, thank you so much for educating, but even more inspiring us to the role, many roles of women, and how great an opportunity we all have to play so many different roles in our community, in our own lives, in our families, with our friends and our family. It was really spectacular. Thank you. It's a perfect way to get this next portion of our evening started, because we're going to continue with one of my favorite parts of this evening, which is our Emerging Youth Award, which honors a young woman in our community between the ages or the grades of 8 and 12 year grades who have really made a remarkable difference already in our community and more to come. I'd like to welcome back Cynthia Case with Alpine Bank to introduce a really tremendous young woman.
Thank you. So every year we have to get together and we go through a whole pool of candidates. And every year we think, wow, how are we going to narrow this down? But it is my honor to get to tell you a little bit about Diana Garcia, and I feel like she really did stand out in this pool. The things that she has done at a young age, a lot of people don't do until their mid-career. So I want to tell you a little bit about her. So Diana has worked as a mentor at her high school, and through that, she actually started as a mentor through the P-Tech program at Front Range Community College. In addition to this, she's led and organized many different things, including the Latino Family Night at the Innovation Center. And then she's also led, which is kind of my favorite because I'm a business person, she's been the business operations lead in a class. So what Diana did is she took this time to actually develop an entire business plan for her mom. And I'm going to encourage all of you, I know I'm going to go there, but in Longmont on 17th and Hover, it's going to actually open. So Diana is going to get to see everything that she learned, everything that she went over in her class as they open it up this year. Diana was featured as a student at Front Range Community College. And as a high school student, she went ahead and also earned her associates in computer information systems. As such, Diana was invited to be a speaker at the commencement ceremony for Front Range Community College. However, her talents don't stop there. Diana has enjoyed working with the Latino Chamber of Commerce, which is a strong connection with the Boulder Chamber. And she went through and redid their entire website. So through that, she got to learn a lot of skills, and I would highly recommend that you guys talk to her after the program tonight. She also went ahead and organized the booth for the Cinco de Mayo Festival with the Latino Chamber. In addition to this, you can find Diana volunteering at the City of Longmont. She did the transportation department, making video series with them. So I'd highly encourage you, as we keep going forward in the community, keep watching for these young people. Keep seeing where they're going to come up, because they're here in the community, they're excited to be here in the community, and I want the community to be excited that they are here with us. So with that, I also want to invite Diana Garcia up and hear a little bit about her story.
Really brought me here was the Latinx Family Night. That event I created from scratch. I searched for the food, I invited the guest speakers, and I reached out to families and students. I grew up most of my childhood in Mexico. I never thought that I would actually make it to college, but here I am. I will start college next week, and I'm really excited because I got all of my chemistry classes and biology, psychology, all of the classes that I need to be a doctor. I really wanted this my whole life, and it's been really hard. It's been up and downs, but I'm getting there, and I'm really hopeful to become the woman I always wanted to be. For my future, what I want to do is make a change, not only as a doctor, but as a Latina. Something I would like to share to the world is that you're not supposed to be scared. I mean, you are, but at the same time, you're not, because you never know what's next. And to figure that out, you have to take a risk. You have to figure out where you're going, what you want to be in the future. And it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be in 2 weeks. It can be whenever you want, whenever you're ready. Just be prepared that everything changes. And if you want to make a change, you have to do a small action. If someone tells you you can't make it, or that it's an impossible goal that you have, don't believe them, because you can actually make it. And it's a really strong word when they say you can't, but deep down you know you can, because you make it this far and you know you can go beyond. What really impresses me every single day is how the world is changing.
So one thing that we get to do tonight is we are actually going to be giving Diana a check for $1,500 from Alpine Bank to help her in that journey of becoming a doctor. Here we go.
So please welcome back to the stage Susan Feinsilver, Community Engagement Coordinator at Premier Members Credit Union, to present our next award.
Hello again. It is my extreme pleasure to present our next honoree, Allison Billings, Executive Director at Impact on Education. I mentioned to Allison, and I promised myself I was going to stay on script, because Allison, through the years, has become a dear friend, a dear, dear colleague, mentor at times, confidant at times, friend all the time, and one of the most amazing leaders that I personally know and get to work with in this community. Okay, that's off script. Now I'll go back on script. I can do it. Over the past year, Impact on Education has continued their swift initial response to the COVID-19 pandemic, partnering with Boulder Valley School District to invest remaining critical needs funds into targeted supplemental instruction and mental health support for students and educators. In the fall of 2021, Impact on Education was mostly back to their core work, addressing equity and providing opportunities for BVSD students. When the Marshall Fire broke out, within hours, and I know that because I texted Allison within hours to make sure she and her family were safe and to see what Premier members could do, and she was already mobilizing her team and members of her board. Within hours of that fire, Impact on Education again jumped into action, reactivating their Critical Needs Fund, ensuring that the immediate and long-term needs of 1,000 displaced students and educators could be met. Since the fire, Impact has raised over $1.6 million, doubling their annual budget and maintaining over 70% of their donors. That's a big one. The mission of Impact on Education never changes, but how they execute their mission each year requires a leader like Allison, who's creative, nimble, and so resourceful, and I want to add positive. Allison Billings is a strategic and flexible leader who led Impact on Education through these compounding traumas over the last few years. She's always exploring ways to connect resources and opportunities alongside the school district and with other community partners. Since joining Impact on Education in 2018, Allison has evolved the work of the organization, building its reputation as an agile and resourceful organization, making really significant and lasting contributions to equity in the Boulder Valley schools. Allison also really understands how important education is to determining a child's future, and literally works every day to ensure that every student in Boulder Valley schools has a bright path forward. She's an ally for all students, and her advocacy for equity is both powerful and really needed. And there's still more. Let's watch a short video about Allison.
I moved back to the Boulder area about 6 years ago, and I found some disparities that frankly I found pretty shocking as a mom and as a parent and as a community member. I just found some of the inequities to be really surprising, more so here than in other places that I've lived. And I just felt like I needed to do something about it. And what I do well is lead nonprofit organizations. So when I had the opportunity to step into the role at Impact on Education and specifically work on addressing disparities in education, I was really excited to take that on and to do more and help those who have the least. Impact on Education is the foundation for the Boulder Valley School District. So the organization has been around for nearly 40 years. I've been there for about 4.5 years. And our work is really about making sure that students can get all of their needs met through our public education system. Education should be this great equalizer in our democracy. It's the cornerstone to me of what makes our community great, that every kid, no matter where they come from, can access an incredible education in our public schools. And so our role at Impact on Education is to make our schools as strong as they can be so that all kids can get an excellent education regardless of how much money their family has. I think we all have a lot to give. And so when you see people who just aren't able to use their gifts, it just feels like a waste. I think I'm just inspired by seeing everybody live their best life and do what they can with the gifts they have, and really motivated to make a difference, to help others, and to feel good at the end of the day that maybe you're making the world like a tiny bit better. I have a fantastic team, and that's truly why I'm being honored with this award. So it's really important to me that we tell that story too, that this award is about the team at Impact on Education that has done an incredible job.
You just heard a lot from me, but I am truly honored, humbled, and so proud to be here tonight. I have been to this event nearly every year since I moved back to Boulder about 6 years ago, and I'm so grateful to the Boulder Chamber and the incredible team and to the folks who nominated me for this award. I'm also a little uncomfortable because, like I said in the video, this is an individual award for what has truly been a team effort. So I need to give a huge thanks to Impact on Education, my staff and board who are here. And specifically to Darcy and Kat, who have been with me these last few really challenging years. And I must admit that I've wondered if we still, in 2022, need to call out the specific accomplishments of women in our community, but I've had 2 experiences since coming back to Boulder 6 years ago that affirmed to me that we need nights like tonight. I was asked during a job interview how I would do the job given that I'm a mom and a wife. It's true. I was offered a job, and I learned what my predecessor, a man, had earned, and I tried to negotiate my pay to be close to his. The hiring committee told me they'd never be able to make me happy, so they rescinded their job offer. Their loss. These are recent experiences right here in Boulder, which combined with the huge leap backwards in women's agency over their own bodies confirms to me that hell yes, we need nights like tonight. And it's not just that we have something to prove to the unenlightened men in our community, although sometimes we do. But we also need to remember to be allies for other women. When we see bad behavior, when we learn about women who aren't getting the credit that they deserve, or the respect that they deserve, or the compensation that they deserve, it is up to all of us to stand up and make it happen for them. I am very proudly raising 2 fantastic daughters who are here tonight. And my hope for them
is that they never, ever have somebody doubt their abilities or their worth because of their gender. And unfortunately, we're not there yet. So until that time, I am so proud to accept this award on behalf of the incredible staff and board of directors at Impact on Education and the incredible work we've been doing to serve students in our community. But I'm also accepting this award in honor of my mother and my grandmother, who had fewer options and fewer opportunities than I do. And finally, huge gratitude to my amazing husband, who supports me as an equal, and he is the proudest feminist I know, so thank you.
I never want to interrupt a hug with John Terre. Now I'm really delighted to welcome to the stage my friend and my colleague, Lori Call, Assistant Vice Chancellor for the Office of Government and Community Engagement at the University of Colorado, Boulder.
Thank you, Leslie, and it's always such a bummer to follow Allison. Congratulations, Allison. My husband's pretty great, too. Anyway, so good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining this inspirational event. Before we move on to our next honoree, I want everybody to look under their chair because there's a gift card for 2 lucky people. So check and see and let us know if you're the lucky winner. Woo, oh, Andrea! I know. Oh, and Tatiana. Okay, so we have a banner event tonight. So Tatiana from the Community Foundation and Andrea, who's a local real estate agent, congratulations to both of you. And longtime friends of the Chamber, too, as well. To continue the celebration this evening, I am so excited and honored because I get to introduce my friend and former colleague at the Boulder Chamber, Deborah Malden. The pandemic presented unprecedented challenges, especially for the performing arts. We couldn't congregate, we couldn't be in closed spaces, and we couldn't enjoy the inspirational dance, theater, music, and arts performances that so enrich our lives and feed our souls. Most alarmingly, while the stages went dark, so many artists and art venues struggled with the absence of an audience and the associated revenue. But Deborah wasn't going to let them close on her watch. Through her volunteer work as the Boulder Chamber's arts liaison and advisor, Deborah increased engagement amongst the arts, culture, creative sector, and the business community to advance support for the arts is the foundation for the Boulder economy. She is part of every arts funding discussion, combining her deep knowledge in finance and her depth of art expertise. She is considered by many to be the arts leader of Boulder. And Deborah leads by doing. She convenes the leaders of the diverse and sometimes disconnected Boulder cultural scene by bringing them together. And she founded and serves as board director of Create Boulder, an organization that provided $500,000 in funding to Boulder's nonprofits in their greatest time of need. On a statewide level, she served as Boulder's representative on the funding committee for the Denver Foundation and Bonfils Stanton Relief Fund, bringing nearly $300,000 in COVID relief funding to Boulder nonprofits. She also serves on the Scientific and Cultural District Board that distributed more than $64 million annually to the Denver region's cultural nonprofits. In 2021, through the Colorado Business Committee for the Arts, she became a certified change leader with Colorado Creative Industries and co-chair of Colorado Cultural Champions, a statewide arts advocacy group. Locally, she served on the boards of Social Venture Partners Boulder County and the Dairy Arts Center, where she also served as executive director, as well as Third Law Dance Theater. With Deborah's support and leadership, Third Law Dance Theater's companies started a Dance for Parkinson's program 5 years ago. When Deborah learned that the Latinx community was disproportionately impacted by Parkinson's, she helped design a partner program with El Centro Amistad. This collaboration now serves people living with Parkinson's, chronic illnesses, and other mobility considerations through a free online program where participants can stay in their homes while enjoying the benefits of dance. Deborah works tirelessly bringing people toward a common goal, focused on building and supporting the cultural landscape of our community. She sees art as a powerful tool for change, relief, challenge, and a source of beauty. Let's watch this short video to learn more about Deborah.
I am a community member who cares deeply about the health and well-being and vibrancy of our community. I serve as the arts liaison at the Boulder Chamber, where I have the privilege of supporting the advocacy team and helping to keep arts and culture kind of at the forefront of the conversation, at least part of the conversation. I also serve on the board of Third Law Dance Theater, which is an extraordinary contemporary dance company based in Boulder. And not only do they do incredible performances and have great training of the next generation of dancers and current professional dancers, they also have a robust arts program for the elderly, especially people who are struggling with Parkinson's disease. So they have a Dance for Parkinson's program, and it allows people with Parkinson's disease and other movement challenges to come together as a community, to experience the joy of working with a choreographer and creating dance and being healthy and learning how to move, right, together. So it's really very powerful. What I'm most involved in right now is Create Boulder. So Create Boulder launched in March of 2020 in response to the pandemic. And we are working on increasing our advocacy efforts to help raise what I would say is reliable, sustainable, and hopefully transformative funding for arts and culture in our community, and that work is just taking off now. Communities with a strong arts and culture ecosystem actually have greater civic engagement. So we're thinking about, well, how do you support change going forward, and how do you get the next generation to participate, right, in making our world better? The arts play a role in that. Well, there's also the need to have fun and to celebrate. And when you're having fun with people and you have this sense of gratitude, you know, it goes a long way.
So you all saw that Deborah's a dancer, right? So bear with me and do a little dance in your chair while she comes up, and we can all celebrate her and her commitment to the arts.
Wow. Thank you all so much. First, I want to congratulate my fellow honorees. I am so humbled to be in your company. And heartfelt thanks to John Taylor and the Boulder Chamber. And I especially want to thank Boulder's extraordinary artists and arts leaders who enrich our lives beyond measure. This honoring is really about you, right? Your creativity, your passion, and your commitment to our community. The arts are truly the backbone of a vibrant, resilient, healthy, and inclusive society. The pandemic proved nothing else. It proved that we are desperate for arts experiences that inspire us, connect us, and allow us to imagine the world we want to live in. They strengthen us socially, educationally, and economically. And for the business leaders in the room, I hope you'll consider how critical a thriving arts and culture sector is to your ability to attract and retain the kind of talent your businesses need, and to drive local residents, workers, and visitors to your stores, your restaurants, and our hotels. The arts are not a nice to have. They are foundational to the future of our community. And I invite everyone here today to join me and my colleagues at Create Boulder in supporting much-needed increased investment in our arts and culture sector, especially at a time when the arts are still recovering from the impact of the pandemic. Decades of research show that every dollar invested in the arts generates multiple dollars of economic impact in our local community, and everyone benefits. From our children who achieve better educational outcomes by participating in arts education, to all members of our community whose health and well-being are improved through the social connections that arts participation makes possible. Not a day goes by that I'm not grateful to live in Boulder, but we all know that not everyone in Boulder feels welcomed and included. The arts are uniquely positioned to change that. Thank you to my friends, my family, and especially to my husband, Michael, who is my partner in this work. I could not do this without you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah and Lori. Let's now welcome to the stage Ashley Cawthorn, who is the Director of Marketing at Berg Hill Greenleaf and Ruschetti, to present our next award. Ashley? Okay. Thank you.
Hello. I always black out a little bit on the walk up because I'm not worthy, and I fangirl over so many of you in this room. It's great to see it so full this year. All right, I'm gonna do this justice. This is way harder than just being like, the law firm is a commercial law firm. You know, this is the real deal. Our next honoree of the evening is Adriana Paola Palacios. Adriana is a business owner, an artist, a nonprofit leader, a socio-environmental justice educator, a healer, and a leader in the maker movement. Adriana Paola has crafted a path where her heart and passion could become her work, and that path is a tremendous benefit to the Boulder community. Her bilingual, bicultural company, Luna Cultura, Art, Science, and Culture for Thriving Communities, is dedicated to reducing the gaps in art, science, and maker education caused by gender. Thanks for the shh. Thank you. And a hush fell over the crowd. Sorry, there was more. Education caused by gender, class, race, age, or sexuality. Her workshop catalog includes a mix of traditional and modern techniques to develop leadership, creativity, physical and emotional healing. Oh, and emotional healing. She creates and offers these workshops in partnerships with organizations and communities who share her goal of bringing resources, joy, and resilience to Boulder's traditionally underserved communities. These organizations include the Boulder Public Library, I Have a Dream Foundation, which, raise your hand if you were at that luncheon today, because it was incredible. I feel like I've seen half the room twice today. Safe House Progressive Alliance for Nonviolence, Natural Highs, Colorado Immigrant Rights Coalition, and the Ponderosa and San Lazaro Manufactured Home Communities. The same passion for reducing gaps and advancing equity drives Adriana Paola's community service. With her diverse background, rich life experiences, and extensive formal education, including a PhD in political economy of development, she is recognized as a valuable voice in many advisory spaces. She has served as a board member of Emergency Family Assistance Association and continues to serve EFA's Participant Advisory Council. She supported RTD's Mobility for All program as an ambassador, is part of the Boulder Valley School District's Latinx Parents Advisory Council, and is a technician with the Foundations for Leaders Organizing for Water and Sustainability, co-designing the first Spanish trainings on circular economy and environmental care. We're not even to the video yet. I think I have like 2 more pages. In her partnership and leadership with the City of Boulder, Adriana Paola reduces gaps and advances equity in important ways. She represents her many communities as a community connector in residence. This multicultural team of community leaders meets with the city staff weekly to advise on policies and programs through an equity-first lens and enhance inclusive engagement processes and practices. Adriana Paola has directly addressed City Council several times over the last few years to amplify the voices of her community and share the concerns and priorities. Adriana is also a leader in the Boulder Public Library's Building 61 Makerspace. Building 61 is a free community workshop dedicated to hands-on learning and the cultivation of purposeful experiences through making. Her greatest impact has been attracting the local Spanish-speaking Latinx community by offering cultural programs in Spanish and English. Her most lasting impact has been to volunteer Spanish language instruction to several of Boulder Public Library staff, including that of Building 61. Additionally, she has translated video tutorials and program materials, connecting the whole of Boulder maker community. These innovations in training and programming have enabled the public library to expand their role as leaders in the library makerspace nationally. Her fierce commitment to accessibility and equity in all she does is extraordinary. And there is still more. Let's just take a moment to watch this short video about Adriana.
I've come from a tradition for our country where you may say there's a lot of chauvinism or machismo. And I learned that from the women in my family, that we can change that we do have a very powerful voice that we need to share, that we can do things, that there are no limits, that you can always improve yourself. Luna Cultura is a bilingual and bicultural business. We focus on doing art, maker education, and technology classes. We also focus on consulting and research from an approach of social justice and environmental justice. I try to close the gaps on art and maker education, because we know that art can be a very powerful tool to express ourselves, our identities, to help us to heal from generational trauma and that kind of things. But also we know that it can be really expensive. So not everybody has the luxury of the mediums of accessing maybe an art class. So what I'm trying to do is provide a high quality art classes and maker education, always focusing on the person that is attending the class. So we try to build community, and we try to listen everybody's stories and acknowledging all the experience and knowledge that they bring to the table. And we always came out with beautiful creations and because everybody is creatives in different ways. I try to create strength communities and leadership and trauma healing through art, through science, and through this rediscovering our culture, our ancestor knowledge, and innovate from there.
You're already more than covering this, but let's keep it going as we welcome Adriana Paola Palacios, a woman who lights the community, to the stage.
Congratulations! I'll leave that there.
Gracias. Gracias, buenas noches, buenas tardes a todos, a todas, a todes. Oh, I'm going to read because the English is my second language, so they told me I have 2 minutes, but it probably will take me a little bit longer because I'm slow. So bear with me on this. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm very honored to be here with a lot of very powerful women. And I want to acknowledge that we gather here tonight in the territory dispossessed from the Arapaho, Cheyenne, Ute, Navajo, Comanche, Lakota, and other nations that even if we do not mention their names, they have called these lands their home. And it's not enough to make a land acknowledgement if we do not do actions of true healing and restorative justice. Thank you. It is also essential to acknowledge that the prevalence of systemic racism has historical places many communities in condition of disadvantage and vulnerability. And we know that amendments needs to be done, and as a community, we can work together on that. My presence here this evening is a recognition of collective work and a message of encouragement to communities that I am part of. With this award, I want to honor my kids that are here. They are the source and love and inspiration for many of the things I do. I also want to honor all the people who work for social justice from different spheres of actions, the community connectors in residence, the technicians in flows at CU Boulder, the Safe House Progressive Alliance for Nonviolence, and many other organizations I work close with. I want to honor those who have come and fought for our history and our rights before us. And I want to honor the richness and resilience of the communities I am part of. I want to make a call to be aware of not producing or reproducing any forms of violence against other members of our communities and against Mother Earth. I'd like to invite you to Artilugiar. Artilugiar is nothing else but a creative way to dismantle and unlearn the practice of violence that have been imposed on us by recognizing everybody's walls of life. Luna Cultura emerged as an alternative, as a resistance, as a necessity From a critical thinking approach, we try to create a safe and brave space for collective learning. And it's a project of cultural engagement work to promote diversity, equity, and equitable inclusion. It's not enough of the inclusion because we have been included in the system, but not in a very nice way. We are many people who light up the community. We light up numerous communities, and as more resources and opportunities become available, we can have very bright and thriving communities. It is from love, joy, laughter, hugs, solidarity, sorority, art, dance, and collective learnings that we can advance in actions to close the gaps of inequality. It is from a creative and co-creative perspective that we can approach a notion of contemporary social justice. There are many ways to improve our communities and collective lives. One example is the Boulder Public Library becoming a library district, but yes, on 6C, to access more resources that can help improve everybody's lives. Luna Cultura was born at the Boulder Public Library's makerspace. We can promote equitable alternatives by having Mother Earth as our guidance for economical justice. And I want to thank Ryan Hansen, and Brenda, and all the amazing people that nominated me for this award, and we are in this together. Thank you also again to my kids and all the friends and allies that support my work. Janet, Steven, Kathy, Emily, Zach, Adam, and so on. There are many people around me. And I want to honor my mother and all the women that have been before me. And I want to thank the Boulder Chamber of Commerce for their efforts to support equity. I always make a little poem, but because I have so short time, I just make a haiku. The call is for all. Listen to the voices now. Mother Earth speaks loud. Thank you.
The next awardee will be introduced by Sarah Makovich, who's a general manager and wedding and special events coordinator at Savory Cuisine Catering, which we're enjoying tonight. So, Sarah.
Hello, I hope everyone's enjoying the food so far. If you haven't got your food yet, you'll get it soon, I promise. So it's my pleasure to be here tonight, not only to serve you, but to introduce our next honoree, Nancy Whiteman. She is a CEO and co-founder of Wana Brands. Please someone correct me if I'm wrong. Wana? Okay, perfect. Nancy is a cannabis industry visionary. She's an exemplary leader and an even-keeled manager. She's a champion and a mentor for the cannabis industry and often provides one of the few female leadership voices in that space. Nancy has worked to foster additional diversity in cannabis industry and has championed social equity issues in cannabis since the beginning. She is passionate, active in her support of all communities through strategic improvements, nonprofit partners, volunteering, and lessening environmental impact. She endeavors to enhance the lives of all people and not just people that want the cannabis. The brand she created in 2010 has grown exponentially since it has launched. This growth was accomplished in a fledgling industry where regulations change on a nearly daily basis and where most executives feel like they're trying to function with both hands tied behind their back. Nancy has grown Wana into the successful business that it is today, organically without tapping into outside capital. Even while navigating challenging headwinds such as lack of baking and restrictions in marketing, she has made it a priority to develop the industry-leading corporate social responsibility programs that aim to enhance the lives and improve communities. With WANA being North America's largest distributing footprint, there's products available in 14 different US states, as well as Puerto Rico and 9 in Canadian provinces and territories, generating close to $300 million in retail sales annually across more than 3,000 dispensaries. Nancy has harnessed the company's success for good and is committed to the communities WANA serves by supporting more than 50 charitable organizations in the markets where the company operates. They focus on 4 pillars of social equity and justice: food insecurity, support for those experiencing homelessness, and assistance for those enduring domestic violence. Some Colorado-based nonprofit beneficiaries that she goes to include Together, formerly known as Attention Homes, Community Food Share, Boulder Parks and Recreation, Sister Carmen Community Center, Safe House Progressive Alliance for Nonviolence, There with Care, One Colorado, Bridge House, Out Boulder, Color of Cannabis, and Cannabis Impact Fund, amongst many others that we don't have time to list here. Nancy Whiteman has been the guiding force in the development of WANA Brand's corporate social responsibility program. In her role as WANA CEO, she has made significant commitments to social equity as well as diversity, equality, and inclusion efforts. She spearheaded the development of WANA Brand's CannabisForJustice.com, which was designed as a resource for cannabis businesses seeking ways to address bias and development issues more with exclusivity practices. She also supported industry's efforts in combating inequality through partnerships with the Last Prisoner Project and Black Cannabusiness magazine and Oregon's New Leaf Project. Nancy, as a champion for women in the cannabis industry, was instrumental in drafting the National Cannabis Industry Association's Gender White Paper series, a project that provides a framework for holistically addressing gender difficulties across the area of the industry, with special consideration given to minority women and the LGBTQ community. With the industry poised for tremendous growth in the next few years, Nancy believes that WANA Brands has a responsibility to ensure that women have a place at the table with an equal shot at opportunity. To support voting rights and voter education and encourage eligible voters to become registered, the WANA Brands Foundation donated $25,000 to the League of Women Voters Education Fund. Still fighting after all these years. In November 2021, Canadian cannabis licensed producer Canopy Growth announced $297.5 million deal to acquire WANA Brands upon federal permission in the US. Nancy made headlines by committing a portion of the funds to establish the WANA Brands Foundation. By 2022, in each of WANA's US markets, the company donated $10,000 to local on-the-ground organizations, best equipped to help meet the growing need for their assistance for the communities, and a nationwide donation of $140,000. And now there's a little bit more about Nancy, and you can watch the video.
It's amazing, isn't it? It smells so good. I love the smell of weed.
She just has big ideas and always follows them through.
She's so driven, she's so determined, and she just has such a cool vision for the company and what she wants for the world.
She's always led this brand with integrity, with intention, and with heart.
Nancy.
So Wana brand success comes from the heart and soul of Nancy Whiteman.
It's really cool to just observe all of these women in power type of moments that you get to be a part of. And I really feel like she has affected my life in really awesome ways.
Now, if you could all help me welcome Nancy to the stage for her award.
And like the perfect word for me to present.
Thank you so much. That's one heavy award. Well, thank you so much. I have to say that I was incredibly honored to receive this award before this evening, and now that I've learned about the other people who received it, I'm actually blown away that I was even in the running, so I'm kind of amazed. You know, I never could have imagined standing here 12 years ago when Wana was just a little fledgling baby company. And so to be honored in my adopted hometown, where I've lived now longer than any other place I've ever lived, is really quite an honor. Today, as you heard, Wana is actually one of the largest cannabis edibles company in the world. And yeah, we operate in 14 states plus Puerto Rico and Canada, and we are continuing very rapid growth. You know, I'm proud of many, many things that Wana has accomplished, but I think the thing that I'm really proudest of is the culture that we've created at Wana. And our culture is a culture of health and wellness. It's not just about getting high, folks. But it's also a culture of caring. It's caring about each other, and it's caring about the communities that we serve. And so that's really, the culture is really what has inspired and put the power behind this award that I'm receiving tonight. And as one of the earlier honorees said, I'm the person receiving the award, but actually nothing that we've accomplished would have been possible without our absolutely amazing, wonderful team at Wana, some of whom are here tonight. We have Carla Rodriguez, Stephanie Daly, Sandra Lee, and Rachel Herman, all of our wonderful team members. As you heard in that lovely introduction, we had a big year this year. We had this amazing transaction with Canopy Growth. And, you know, it was an incredible thing for me, an incredible thing for Wana. But when I think about what gives me really the deepest pleasure about that transaction, it was really the ability to set up the Wana Brands Foundation and to think about how I could take this incredible gift that I've been given and put it back into the world and figure out how to make the world a better place. And that's really what we're trying to do with the Wana Foundation. Wana's tagline, for those of you don't have to admit it, but for those of you who've ever tried our products, you may know that our tagline is enhance your life. But we really feel like before you can enhance your life, you have to have life basics, right? So that's a lot of what the Wana Brand Foundations is really about, is what we refer to as life essentials. And those are the things that we feel are the basics that people have to live a safe and healthy life. And you heard about a couple of them in the introductions. They include food security, safety, housing, environmental and climate initiatives, mental health, social justice, and an ever important one this year, voter rights and education. Over the years, Wana has had the incredible privilege of supporting a number of Boulder and Colorado-based nonprofits. And you heard a number of them, and there's many more, and it's really been our honor to be able to be a part of their journey. And I think the thing that's exciting to me about the Wanda Brands Foundation is it's going to enable to continue and extend this work at a much larger level than we've been able to in the past. So I just want to say that I'm incredibly honored. I'm grateful for this wonderful recognition. And I want to thank everybody who was part of approving me for this wonderful honor. Really, really appreciate it. And everybody, don't forget to vote. Thank you.
Okay, to present, folks, to present the last honoree of the evening, I'd like to welcome back Deborah Capra, Director of Human Resources at Corden Pharma.
Okay. So this has just been beyond amazing. I know you're all blown away like I am with the honorees that have been up here and the accomplishments. I looked at my coworker and I said, how do they get all this done? With life in the way and stuff too. It's simply amazing. I'm really honored, actually humbled, to be able to do the next honoree. As I say, we all have a story to get where we're at. I have one, you all have one. You're creating one as you go along the way. But her story is really, truly amazing. And so I'm humbled here to be able to introduce to you Bhavna Tribhara. And I hope I did justice to your name. Yes. So she is Senior Director at a software engineering company, all known as Google. And where she came from and to get where she's at is truly an amazing journey. She is part of the American dream. She came here from New Delhi, India, from a home with no running water. And here she is today, international tech giant as the senior director of what she does here. So it's really an amazing journey. Before transferring to the University of Colorado, she attended Cypress College in Nicosia, Cyprus. Yes, I asked her how to say this and I still messed it up, so yes. And she got her degree in computer science, which at that time, in 1995, was not truly an industry that a lot of women went into. But being a trailblazer, there she was, getting her computer science degree. And now here she is at the top of her field, diversifying a workforce in which women have historically been underrepresented and can benefit everyone. She gracefully and successfully has navigated a traditionally male-dominated industry and has a wealth of work in technical companies in both Denver and Boulder. In September of 2019, she was selected to lead Google's local presence at their Boulder site lead. Now, several years into her role, she is the engineering site director, and she's maintaining the overall health, impact, and success at the campus. People there describe her as a leader who possesses the perfect balance of deep technical acumen while caring for the people that work for her. Very caring manager. Her philosophy is you need to be seen, heard, and connected to people. Community, whether it be in the office or in Boulder or around the world, has played an incredibly important role in her personal and professional life. Her civic engagement is rooted in gratitude for all that has allowed her to do, and she continues to find new ways to give back and lift up the women and girls around her. And with that, she helped facilitate the lease at the second floor at the facility over on 26th Street. And now it's the National Center for Women of Information and Technology to establish their new Central Boulder headquarters. And if any of you have ever been by there, it's pretty amazing. She's also leveraged Boulder's unique position as a rising technology hub to develop homegrown talent for the industry. And with that, she's gotten girls in the STEM world to be able to see the things that are available to them, partnering with Google, with YWCA, and the STEM E3 program, which creates opportunities for girls and women of color for their STEM subjects. Continuing her work to bring women to the forefront of the technology industry, she has become the executive sponsor for the Women at Google Boulder, a network committed to empowering all women at Google by connecting, developing, and retaining female talent, which in today's world, retaining is a huge endeavor. She co-hosts special events with various organizations focused on increasing the access to STEM education for girls. Furthermore, in 2021, she helped facilitate the Google Org Fellowship of the City of Boulder. Ultimately, the team of Googlers developed an online eligibility tool to help underserved Boulder neighborhoods and residents gain easier access to city services and programs online, including recreation center discounts, scholarships, affordable housing, food tax rebates, child care subsidies, financial assistance, or financial assistance program for older adults, and energy rebates. Statistics say that she maybe shouldn't be here in Boulder, serving as the Director of Engineering and Site Lead for one of the most recognizable tech companies. But here she is, with the tenacity and the commitment of seeing the bigger picture, and in a role that she will continue to be an innovator for future generations of women in tech. Let's watch her video.
Growing up, I didn't have running water or electricity. When I explain this to my kids, I have the ultimate in when I was a kid. I've always been motivated by trying to be the successful person I read about in books and that I looked up to. None of them real, so I didn't know anyone that had a career. This was not a thing. It was all fiction. My love of books that helped me understand what I was aiming for. I've tried to use whatever pulpit I can be given, whatever platform I can be given, to try to make a difference. Every time I feel like something seems impossible, I think to myself, okay, I'm gonna try this because what have I got to lose? I call myself a naive optimist, actually. I choose to, when people tell me, oh, this can't be done and that can't be done, or this is going to be difficult, I choose to say, well, let's just try it. I know it's been tried before, let's just try it. So I read up on growth mindset. I think this was a while back in the Harvard Business Review. And that was a light bulb moment for me, because instead of feeling this imposter syndrome that people talk about, because I used to identify with it and say, oh yes, of course, I'm a woman in tech, I feel imposter syndrome. I've changed that. I recently got a larger role, and I felt like I looked around at my peers. They all seemed so much more capable than me. And I thought to myself, why do I think that? I wrote down why, and I started reading, researching, learning. I got myself an exec coach, and now I feel like I'm stepping up like my peers are. I feel very full of myself right now, like I've been talking about me, but actually I couldn't have done this without people around me to support me. I don't want to forget that. I am here because I took advantage of amazing support that I was provided.
Please give a big welcome to Bhavna. Thank you. You have to. Yes.
Okay, so she's here because she ate all her Grow food yesterday so that she could be on stage with me. It's been a wonderful long evening, and I'm not gonna say a whole lot. What I do want to say is going to be about people that have given me this opportunity. So one thing I want to say as an aside, you know, everyone says I'm humbled to be amongst these people. I have no idea what I'm doing up here. Did you hear how much drier my stuff sounded compared to all these amazing women that did amazing things? Anyway, here I am, tech nerd. But I want to say I owe so much to the University of Colorado Boulder for making me feel at home, to the residents of Boulder, just for giving me, I came home. I grew up somewhere else and I came to Boulder and I came home. So thank you. And then, not to be forgotten is this quite unassuming man that's here, Scott Green, who hired me at Google, gave me opportunity. I went on maternity leave with her, came back, and he says, do you want to lead all of Google Boulder? So this man, he's here somewhere. Scott, there he is. Thank you so much. And then I have to say, there's many more people I would thank, but I'll end with another man in my life, my husband, who is a software engineer by profession, quit his job to be a stay-at-home dad with this one so I could continue my career. You know, some men say they're feminists. He showed what he can do to support a woman. So thank you.
Okay. I wish you all could have seen the look on this little girl's face. I was sitting where I could see, and watching her watch her mom on the video, she lit up the community, this little one. It was very special. So we've heard tonight about lighting up many communities, about resilience and joy. Celebrate and have fun together. It really has been a very, very magic evening, and I am so pleased that all of you are here to celebrate the role of women, many roles of women in our community and in the businesses and the organizations and the neighborhoods and the families that we all support. It really is humbling and it's inspiring. And I hope that all of us will take something out of this evening that says, in our own ways, let's go forth and do good. Before we end, I'd like to thank all our virtual viewers who are enjoying the evening with us. And to help close this evening, I'd like to welcome back Deborah Capra with Corden Pharma, Susan Feinsilver, please come up, with Premier members, and the Women Leadership Group, Cynthia Case and Kristen Turnbull. Please come up. And the irrepressible, one of the only men I know who loves spending time with inspirational women, John Terr.
All right, gather around, inspirational women that I love. So I get the humbling opportunity in this every year. This is my 10th year. Susan, come on up here. And it is absolutely humbling and an opportunity for me to express my humility. I know, first off, that I have had the great opportunity to be mentored and supported by great women leaders in my own life. So I toast to that. I also toast to an organization that has the, I would say, understanding of exactly the kinds of stories, the kinds of circumstances that many here described, where we still need to support and lift and recognize the women leaders in our community. So I toast to that. And finally, with great humility, I have the opportunity to stand here and recognize that we just witnessed and experienced 6 outstanding women business leaders, one of them who is emerging, but I think her star has already risen. But I will say that for me, I know that I walk away from this event every year, but this year in particular, recognizing that I owe it to my community, I owe it to the businesses that I serve to continue to empower the business women leaders in our community, because that is a great strength and a great wealth, and shame on us if we don't continue to drive forward toward equality and greater support for our women leaders. So I toast to that.
So let us all toast to the remarkable women that we've met tonight, the people that they inspire, and the roles that we all can play in leading our community. Raise a glass. So on behalf of all of us, I'd like to thank the Boulder Chamber, the Boulder community, and our gratitude for the spirit and the camaraderie that we've enjoyed tonight, and to thank people who have shared with us tonight, particularly the Business Women's Leadership Group and Women Who Light the Community Committee, the Boulder Chamber staff, and we would like to give a special thank you to Culture Craft, who did the videos, and to thank Laura Soto for your magnificent poem. Thank you all. And let's thank our sponsors, Corden Pharma, Premier Members Credit Union, Alpine Bank, Berg Hill, Greenleaf and Ruchette, Savory Cuisine, University of Colorado. And please drive home safely, have a nice evening, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year.
Hello, I was gonna say, I was gonna give you one more. I wanted to give you that. You're amazing. That was so beautiful. We did great. It was brutal because everybody was like, wanted to chit chat.
Oh yeah, no.
I know, but it's inspiring. People were talking about it. Yeah, it's just a quick announcement. Everybody, please know you can stay around, enjoy your meal. Got a little bit behind, but I do want to give one little recognition to Leslie Durgan, our mayor, for her MC responsibilities. Thank you so much, Leslie Durgan.